you so much, Mr. Chairman. And here's something that we can agree on. Republicans and Democrats agree we must rein in PBM abuses. We know how PBMs play games to pad their bottom lines at the expense of consumers. We know how they take money out of state and federal taxpayers' pockets when they charge a Medicaid plan more than a drug they pay for in a pharmacy. This isn't news. I see a number of pharmacists here in the audience, and I want to welcome all of you to our committee hearing. Thank you for being here. You put a face on this for us. So you might be wondering, if we all agree, why haven't we gotten PBM reform signed into law yet? Last Congress, Democrats and Republicans held more than a dozen hearings in committees in the House and Senate, including 3 in this committee to discuss PBMs. So to me, this feels like deja vu all over again. The need to reform the prescription drug system is clear, including cleaning up how PBMs operate and stopping abuses of their market system at the cost of consumers. So that's why this committee passed PBM reforms last Congress, and that's why we took the work this committee did and folded it into December's government funding bill. We were on the brink of passing historic reforms. And then, at the behest of Elon Musk, Republicans balked. So let me be really clear. Donald Trump and Elon Musk ordering congressional Republicans to renege on a bipartisan bicameral agreement is the reason PBM reforms are not law today. This agreement included PBM reforms, but it also included bipartisan wins like reauthorizing and adding new funding to the special diabetes programs, encouraging innovation in pediatric rare disease drugs, and reauthorizing CDC support for maternal mortality review committees. Mr. Chairman, I have here in my hand a 17-page list of the policies that the Democrats and the Republicans in the House and Senate agreed upon last year that have not yet been signed into law because Elon Musk and Donald Trump forced the Republicans to remove them from the continuing resolution last year. And I'd ask unanimous consent to place this in the record.
Without objection.
Thank you. So here we are again. We're just talking in a topical hearing yet again about reforms that we all agree upon, rather than just passing those reforms and moving on to other pressing business. Instead of this reiteration of previous work, this subcommittee could be examining what effect indiscriminate mass layoffs at HHS will have, including slowing down drug and device approvals and hindering our ability to assure the safety of nursing home residents. We could be talking about the threat of avian flu, which grows every day, and what this administration is doing to prevent it from becoming a pandemic, but also getting eggs back on our shelves. We could be talking about the impact gutting Medicaid for working families to pay for tax cuts for the wealthy would have. And we could be looking ahead to oversight of the PBM reforms that should have been law last December. Thousands of my constituents have contacted my office worried about these issues in the last few weeks, and I'm sure everybody in this room has been hearing the same. But the majority knows all these questions that are important to our constituents are embarrassing to the administration, and so we're not talking about them, which is very frustrating to me. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask you, if you don't mind, what is the plan of the majority to get that bipartisan plan, including PBM reform, and also all of these other important healthcare extenders that we agreed on last year to the floor?
At this point, we are uncertain whether we're going to, excuse me, at this point, we're uncertain as to exactly what we're going to do, but I can assure you that it will be cleared up soon.
One of my concerns is some of the parts of your PBM bill, some of the important parts will not be burnable in budget reconciliation. And so I think, and you and I have discussed, Mr. Chairman, the idea of bringing up a bill that would be the PBM reform and all of these Medicaid extenders and putting it on suspension. And so I hope you're considering that, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And as I told you, and I'm going to say this publicly for the record, if you did that, I'm going to guarantee you every Democrat would vote for that on suspension.
Thank you.
So I'm going to urge you to bring it up before March 15th, because that's when these provisions all expire.
Understood. Thank you.
I yield back.